How are you doing today?
How you doing? I'm good.
I'm doing excellent. Listen, it's a real thrill for me to get to talk to you. I grew up listening to your music, so I just want to say it's really cool.
Thanks so much.
So I have to ask you, I guess, the most important question. Is it because of Heart's song and T-shirt that Captain Marvel crossed $1 billion at the worldwide box office?
Well, God, you would hope so. We would hope so, wouldn't we? No, I think it was just a beautiful, the iconography of having that in the film was just, for us, was just wonderful and inspired and aspirational, you know, just to be part of that story of a female superhero that's kind of a first and kind of been in the ground floor of that stuff as long as we've been trying to do, you know, strong women musical stuff. So it just fits together in a beautiful way, I hope, and I hope it helped.
Absolutely. I have to ask you, so how early on in this development process of Captain Marvel did you know that they wanted to use a song and feature a T-shirt and, you know?
It was a little ways ago, quite a while ago, because my husband, Jeff, is kind of hooked up with some of the people involved in the film. So it was like, would it be okay, you know, if we used a Heart song? Would it be okay if we used a T-shirt? We're like, would it be okay, you know? Yes.
Did you know did they ask you about multiple songs, or was it always, you know, Crazy on You?
It was Crazy on You. There was a sequence that was going to maybe have Barracuda in it, and it was, I guess, an action sequence, a chase. But I think they cut that scene because they had other ones that were better, I think.
Completely. Yeah. I definitely want to go back in time a little bit because I know you went on tour with Queen
Yeah.
many years ago. They're my all-time favorite band. I have to ask, what was it like touring with them, and what was it like touring with them?
That was a European tour where we were opening, and another band named Nazareth at the time was opening too. And so we were just real newbies. We were green as they come, and we were just like sitting on the side of the stage, you know, after we'd play our show. We'd sit and watch Queen play, like right up close. And the band was just incredibly brilliant, like no other rock band since or before. And, you know, watching Freddie Mercury with all of that energy, and just each guy was just so proficient and passionate with their art. And backstage, you know, they were really cool people too. And Freddie Mercury in particular had a big thing for Anne. He was like, oh, Anne, you know, like he'd just try to hang out with Anne because he had the diva thing and she had the diva thing. So, and me and Brian May were pretty tight. You know, we loved to talk about guitars and music, and but they were all great. They took us to like late dinners after the show and closed down the restaurant, stuff like that, and, you know, had like a 12-course meal with, you know, wine pairings and, you know, ending with the Courvoisier from 1922, you know, stuff like that. So, I mean, they were very elegant and not as much of a debauchery kind of a rock band as they were. Very elegant, very English, and very cool.
I would have killed to be a fly on the wall at any of those dinners. So I have to ask you, what was your reaction to Bohemian? Do you think Rami captured Freddie from the way you remember him?
Yes, I think Rami did just such an incredible job with capturing Freddie. Every bit of the body language, but also the emotion that comes from him and from his eyes. You fall in love with him in the movie in the same way that I fell in love with Freddie in real life, because you see he's a delicate person with the biggest bravura in the world, but there's so much, you know, so much delicacy inside that he's kind of protecting with the bravura. So, yeah, I thought he captured it beautifully in the movie. They took some license, you know, with some of the actual story, but to me, it just really worked as a wonderful piece of entertainment, a really great movie.
You've toured the world. I'm curious, is there like certain cities that you really get amped up to play because of like the fans?
Oh yeah, a lot of great cities that we look forward to playing. Montreal is really a beautiful town. New Orleans has its own character all to itself, and it's all about music there. College towns in particular, you really know that people are there to listen, and they're listening for the lyrics, not just like for the party, you know.
Sure.
So there's so many great towns. Seattle, our hometown, you know, that never hurts.
I believe you're going out on tour again this summer, and you have like,
Yes.
like an all-star lineup.
Yeah.
Can I ask, how did that thing get put together? Do people come to you and say, we want to do this? Or are you sort of like, we want to go on tour, let's see who we can bring with us?
Well, there's been a lot of different tours where people wanted to put us together with women only, sort of a lineup. And we have resisted that in the past because it feels kind of female-centric or something, to be kind of pigeonholed just as women, you know, together, women in rock. But this time out, it feels like the time to do it, just because of what's happening in the culture, and, you know, women are coming on. So we've got Sheryl Crow, and we've got, you know, Joan Jett, and Brandi Carlile's going to come out a few times, and Elle King's coming out with us, and so I'm really looking forward to that. Just to have a lot of strong female energy up there on stage. It'll be fun.
Is it one of those things where when you have, like at the end of the show, you want to do something where everyone comes out together? Or have you thought about that yet? Or does it ever?
A finale? Well, usually finales are more in a show where they're filming it and everybody's kind of stuck there for the entire show, which is fun. But on rock tours, a lot of people leave early. If they play early, they leave early to try to roll through the night to get to the place where they could sleep sooner than later. So, but I think there'd be some situations on stage where we play with each other and sing with each other. You know, I'm coveting a chance to sing with Sheryl Crow. So,
Absolutely.
even if, you know, it's before I go out with Heart. I could open for Heart too. Open for yourself.
Right. I have to stop there. I'm just going to say again, it is a real thrill to be able to meet you.
Thank
and
you.
Congrats on being part of Captain Marvel.
Thank you.